by it, the world is crashing around me. Open wide arms, high eyes to the sky to make me easy to find. See, I've been waiting in line, waiting for my time. Reading red lines with a fed mind for bedtime. Sleep on that lesson, wake up stressing because it long gives me peace of mind. I can't leave my rhyme without this peace of mind. I'll not beat the time. Ah,
Bars.
ooh, 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 ooh. I'm just waiting on y'all, bro. Just
Oh, we were recording. I was
my
trying
bad. Dang, I'm not even looking at the bro. No,
I just snuck up on you real quick. You started ripping, and I was just like, let me just hit the record real quick.
I'm ripping, I'm rhyming, I rip. You know what I'm saying? I mean, note to self. Focus on your health, spiritual wealth, and all the things that God allows you to apart from He Himself. Ooh.
Hey,
it ain't no guarantee that all you gonna do is gonna set you free. It's worth the shot. Forever miss the ones you never take. How many do you got?
Okay.
Give yourself the benefit. Without a doubt, a better fit than someone's comment on your walk. Your outcome is your talk. Success can tell a story. All that fiction shit is boring. Y'all forgetful. Y'all just Nemo shit like Dory.
This is music by the uncultured.
Materialistic. I list this at the top of that in which all the bullshit you can miss me with. Don't hit me with. Damn, you got the flyest whip, the hottest chick, you hella rich. But can you name one thing apart from bling I can bring into the casket? A legacy instead of me, that's only if I task it. A better me, a sound mind, family, around time. This might be the only chance I get. I lay it. I don't know, bro. I'm just
killing it. You killing it right now. Hype my boy up. Hype my boy up. Hey,
Haiku Joey.
I'm just spitting right now. I'm just talking. But we can get to it. Listen.
All right. What's going on, Piglets? It's your boy Taylor B, and I'm joined by my focused co-hosts Daniel and Joey. Welcome to another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. And before we go any further, be sure to click that follow or subscribe button. And remember, Culture by the Uncultured is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Culture by the Uncultured. All right, boys. How we been? How we living? Everything good?
I've had it. I've completely had it. Okay. I used to have some waves. I got a fro now. I'm not even playing with you right now. I need to see my barber. Okay. I hit him up. I offered him triple digits to come by and just do a house call, and he still said no. I was like, fam, you about to lose a customer.
Wow. Bro, who are you telling? Yeah, I got long hair, but I got a taper on the side. You know what I'm saying? But my taper is like 2 inches long now. So I don't know what to do, bro.
I'm in here looking like the Black Bob Ross. Like it's no joke.
Shout out to David one time because he hooked me up the other day. Took me to his barber. His little that shop over there on Broadway. I forget what the name of the shop is. The little small one right across from Feaster. His barber John. I ain't gonna give no last names just in case the feds listening, but. I got my little taper, hair looking a little nice. I got a couple compliments.
The barbershop.
That might be it. I don't know. I didn't look at the name, but because we had to go through the side door, we couldn't even go through the front door.
And didn't even tell nobody. Y'all just out there getting haircuts, not letting your real boys know. Okay, I see where you stand now.
At the moment, it wasn't even. You got to talk to David about that one. It ain't my plug. It ain't my plug.
Got Daniel looking like a dusty Q-tip. I see you.
Freaking Judas. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good, man. I mean, another week is starting to warm up in Dago, bro. It's starting to get warm again. And look, you worked in Arizona for a little over a year. I was in Arizona for some time. It's hot out there.
But I hate it out there.
But once you're back for a good amount of time, that adjustment to the heat goes away. So it's 85, 90-ish sometimes here now, and I'm already crying.
Oh, yeah. I'm just like, why is it so hot here? I get used to the cold months out here when it's like a cool 60, 70 at the most. And it's like, oh, this is nice. I can handle this easily.
Right.
Like you said, when it hits that 80, 90, you're just like, why are we alive right now?
Yeah, especially sometimes we giving you that heat Tourette's. As soon as you walk out the house, it's like, nigga, why do we live here?
The sun just slapped you in your mouth as soon as you came outside.
Right. Yeah, got you cussing out here just cuz. Motherfucking sun ain't playing today.
Yeah. Sometimes I go to church just so I can hang out in air conditioning. Anyway, Don't tell my pastor. Don't tell my pastor.
I'm gonna sit under the big vent today, so don't address me, okay? I'm chilling.
I'd be like, it's not right, brother Danny. He'd be like, yeah, whatever you said. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Make the announcements from his seat or over in the stands.
I got a nice spot underneath the AC. I ain't gonna go nowhere right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm right here.
Not going nowhere.
All right. Jumping right into the docket though. First
wait.
Well, go ahead.
Before we start, I just want to say we're doing this recording on Saturday, May 9th, the day before Mother's Day. So shout out to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day. Before we get into it.
I love you, mama.
Shout out while we're here, shout out to these my homies. So shout out to Daniel's mom and shout out to Brandon's mom. Brandon's mom make the best greens I ever had. I still hold it down to this day. Look, my mom makes great food, but it just depends on what it is. And I've had a lot of good greens, but for some reason, Brandon's mom, she holds the prize for that one for me still.
Bro, apparently my mom's greens are so good. Jessica hates greens, and my mom's greens are the only greens that she actually likes to eat.
Ain't that about a bitch? Like, I'm telling you, man. I'm saying it's and not to knock anybody else's, and I'm sure her other sides are great, but there's something about them, bro. I don't know. I can go back maybe like 7 or 8 Thanksgivings ago or something. Where I slid through after work, and there was a whole extra pot of greens, and I was like, he was like, "You want some food?" I was like, "Yeah, bro." Like, but we're almost all out, but there's extra greens over there. I was like, "Fuck it, I eat some greens." Kind of like an afterthought, like I'll eat some greens. There's probably like a hot link left or something and some greens. Bro, when I tell you, I filled up my bowl of greens like 3-4 times.
Shoot.
Yeah,
I'm still convinced to this day. Brandon's mom tried to take me out a few years ago. I don't know with that gumbo she made one time. I was like, but no, yeah, she's really good. I'm like, shout outs to your mom. Your mom has been like a second mom to me my entire life. Every time I see her, I call her mama. She calls all of us kids. Every time we see her. So shout out to your mom. Shout out to Brandon's mom. Brandon's mom is like, I hate to say this, I don't hate to say it, but at the same time, I do hate to say it. The relationship Brandon has with his mom is like the mom. It's like the relationship I wish I had with my mom. Like sometimes you just want to be like, I don't give a damn about none of this. I'd be like, damn, he's talking like that around your mom. I want to get a backhand, fam.
Hey, we're just all from different communities, man. It is what it is.
Man, I wish I could be that honest and just be that angry around my mom without getting a backhand, bro.
When I was younger, then it didn't used to go down like that. She'd be like, watch your damn mouth, and I'd be like, oh, okay. Or like even like when I was like a young adult, even like my mom was like, don't be cussing next to me and stuff like that. But I think it was like something about me going to the military and coming back. She just kind of was like, this is who you are now, fuck it. And so I would just cuss all the time in front of her, and what she gonna say at that point, Every other word is shit or fuck or damn, and she's just like, you know what, go ahead, have at it.
Yeah, well, that's all I had. Just happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, and all the players like me. Happy Motherfuckers Day.
Happy Royce Day to you guys, by the way. It's Happy Royce Day.
Even any girl without kids, if I done ever sucked on the titty, Happy Mother's Day.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
This didn't come up in pre-talk, so he just ad-libbed all that.
Speaking of sucking on titties, Kehlani.
What?
Kehlani dropped an album. It was good until it wasn't. I believe that's the name of the album. It is so good, actually.
Is that a foreshadowing of the album? Was it good until it wasn't?
You know what? I'm gonna get to that point, but let me start off by saying that she dropped the single "Toxic" a little while ago. It was pretty good. I still enjoy it in the sequencing in the album. It was the first song, followed by "Can I" featuring Tory Lanez, which is my absolute favorite song on the album. It is like the nastiest kind of like carnal love song out of like everything. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not. There's certain parts that are nasty as hell. Don't get me wrong. Like she says something like "Come inside me, I'm a keeper" or something like. Hi, my name is Hell. You know, you fucking with a demon. And I was like, damn, girl, like relax. But and then like Tory Lanez goes off too, and it's like it's a little dirty, yeah. But it's like there's like something about like that. It reminds me of like that young and like I don't give a damn about nothing else. Like I'm trying to be with you right now.
Right.
You know, let's hook up. That kind of like infatuation or lust. You know, that's what that lustful feeling. That's what it reminds me of. I put out I put out on social media. I said like, dang, like the song "Can I" makes me want to cheat on a girlfriend that I don't even have right now.
Oh, I
But
got a question. Though. I haven't heard
go
the
ahead.
album like that yet. Just yet, I will. I think I heard like the first song or two, but I was at work and it was almost time to go. So I'm gonna get into it. But if you can kind of compare her to, and I guess maybe the male version of who she is, and I'm only asking this because there's a lot less female artists that
Dang, the
get a
male
lot of play
version.
than male artists. So is there anybody that you can kind of compare her to that kind of got the same vibe musically?
You know, honestly, and this is just going to be my opinion because I could be shooting from left field from this, but you saying that, me trying to rack my brain about artists, I started thinking more R&B first and like more hip hop. I try
Mhm.
to think about some hip hop, like some like Tory Lanez or something, because he's a little dirty and stuff. But that's not all it is. It's like some of it is like real, like love, messages from the heart. You know, like and the person that I can think of, honestly, might be Frank Ocean.
Hmm.
Because Frank can get a little nasty. I know he says gay stuff, but it gets a little nasty, or he says a little bit raunchy stuff. But it's like a lot of it is also still stuff from the heart too. You know, like him
Yeah.
talking about like lust or love and stuff too. And it's like it's not just so. It's not necessarily he's not just rapping and he's not really just singing. It's like some kind of like in
Yeah,
between.
he doesn't lose his personal touch even when he sounds like he's saying something that's relative. Like, yeah, we all been through this, but the specific things and how he says it still makes it sound super genuine, you know? Like
Exactly,
only Frank
exactly.
Ocean would say this like this type of.
Yeah,
I feel that. That's cool. I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit about that before I get into it. So
for sure.
like to kind of do that a little bit.
I tried to give it a listen, but I was listening to it, but I got lost in the album cover, so I was kind of just like, well,
Baby got some yams, don't she?
Oh my
I was
god.
yeah, I was looking at that, then I tried to trick myself into thinking I was looking at it some holy version. And I was like, no. I was like, oh, I wonder what she's looking at on the other side of that wall. I wonder what the hose symbolizes. Why is the water still on? We're in a drought. And then I was like, let me stop playing. I'm looking at these legs. Anyway,
Have you seen the other side? Have you seen the other side?
no,
So the other side of the cover is so like this is obviously the front cover. So I'm assuming if it's a CD, it's probably the back cover or whatever. But so we see her obviously in the front cover looking over the wall. She's got the water hose or whatever going. But from the other side, you see her on the other side of the wall, and behind her, like the city is destroyed behind her.
no way. Hold on, let me look this
Yeah,
up.
that's what the other side is. It's an interesting thought because to me, what it represented was like how the title says, it was good until it wasn't. Um, and it kind of sparked me because of she said that she talked to Drake about the album and he was the one that kind of gave her the idea like this is going to be your album title. She said they were recording in the studio, they went to Drake's house, and then they were just talking about personal life, and then she just kind of randomly said, you know, it was good until it wasn't, and then
No.
Drake told her like he said say that again, and then she was like what part, and he was like it was good until it wasn't. He's like that's your album title, and then they were
Because
like oh shit, you might be
that's
right.
a very Drake style way of communication.
Absolutely.
Drake does a lot of that. Let me hit you with kind of like a cliche, but then let me kill it with the, you know, like he does
Yeah,
that a lot. So it's a very poetic way of coming about titles, and I like it. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. And so with that message and you see like the background kind of like destroyed or whatever, it just kind of reminds me of like so like all that was good until it wasn't obviously. So she's leaving like the destruction, that chaos, the ruin behind, and she's peeking over the wall to see what's next. Because clearly, if you look at the other cover, it's way worse in the background. What she's looking at is way nicer than what she was than what she just came through. At least, you know, she's basically the water hose is basically her trying to put out the fire. Damn near seems like so. You know, she's peeking across.
I know what it is now. I figured it out.
All that stuff, you know?
I figured it out. Everything behind her is YG. Okay, I got it now. Perfect.
That's what I figured. Yeah, that's pretty
So
much what I got.
are they not together anymore?
No sir, no sir, Bob.
Damn, YG about to drop some heat. I'm not even gonna look. She's great and all, and you know what? Just before I get too deep into this, I remember Kehlani years ago, just as a singer, and she did. I mean, she didn't look as. I don't want to make it sound some kind of way, but she didn't look as fine as she does now. I don't know if it's just like the outfits, the makeup. Is any of her body like?
I don't know about all that, but what I do know from she's had interviews before, and then like people, or I actually knew somebody that knew her in middle school, and he was like, she was ugly in middle school. He's like,
Yeah, she was mad. She was mad dorky and corny looking, and I was just like, you know, what's crazy? I feel like, damn, I didn't pay attention to this Kehlani chick for like there was like a 2-year span where I didn't pay no attention to her at all. But I was like, that's Kehlani. Like, bro, I don't remember. I remember this girl that used to wear loose clothing, kind of looked like a bum with a little bit of tattoos and some makeup on, and all of a sudden you got big old yitties and you dating YG. So it caught me. It caught me off guard. But the part I'm glad to hear about you say, Brandon, that you kind of enjoyed it and it was a good album, is that none of that transformation that I have to go back. I got to go look at some receipts to go double check. But none of the stuff she went through really affected her music if you're saying it was good, because it was good back then. So I look forward to it. I'm gonna give it a listen.
it was the way he talked. It was the. No, I'm just playing. That was the first time I saw. That was the first time I heard of Kayla when that video came out with Chance, because that was like the height of Chance's, emergence, pretty much on the scene, because he had dropped Coloring Book and all that, and everybody was going crazy. And then all of a sudden, you see him on this song with this chick, and the video was black and white. You're like, what the heck is this? And you're like, oh, new singer out, nice.
I remember she used to irritate me because I feel like she had a bunch of random tattoos. I remember that. I think it was I was dating a girl at the time, and she was like a really big Kehlani fan, and that's how I kind of knew who she was. But yeah, I don't remember her looking like this Kehlani.
I just know her name has been a lot more relevant in the last couple of years. One of the big reasons, obviously, being that because she was dating YG, and she's done a ton of features. I can only remember her from features. I never really listened to any Kehlani project specifically, but I've heard a lot of features from her. And then, like, even just to now, it's just like, dang, this is the first project I'm coming into. It makes me want to look at her earlier work just to be like, oh, dang, this is what I've been missing. And I mean, hopefully, she continues on this path of greatness and can continue to blow up and emerge into like a huge megastar, like good for her,
Yeah, hella good for her. And I don't think her success in all this is necessarily tied to YG, because he has been kind of quiet lately,
Yeah.
but also there's not a lot of women in the music industry that they push like that. And I'm glad that they're starting to push more R&B, because for a while they weren't doing that. You know what I mean? But then again, that's where the talent's going too. So like, unless more chicks are making good music, why would you just start broadcasting them just
get
because
that triple snap for Ari Lennox one time?
It's pretty it's pretty much those three. It's her, Ari Lennox, and then whenever Janae, whenever she decides to sing something.
People like SZA. But but honestly, that's just the hip hop side of R&B. R&B junkies, like myself and other people who really love R&B music, there's a handful of artists. So
like
hopefully those get a little more popular coming soon.
Yeah, for sure. I know some more music came out, including a project from Nav called Good Intentions. I know Lil Durk put out a project. I believe it's a Chicago rapper, if I'm not mistaken. Am I tripping? I hope I'm not tripping. Anyway, he brought out a project. I haven't listened to it either. Lil TJ put out a project. I haven't listened to that either. I didn't really listen to anything, honestly, besides Kehlani. It just was kind of it was so good in my eyes, in my opinion, that I just was just like, I'm just going to keep listening to this over and over. I legitimately listened to that project all day at work yesterday and didn't listen to anything else.
It feels good when you can listen to it feels cool when you can listen to, and I don't know why I feel this way, but I love when I can listen to female artists' albums all the way through, because I feel like that's become a lot less,
And I just want to also point out too, I had a conversation with somebody a while ago where they talked about kind of like having a double standard between like men talking about like nasty shit and like hip hop and rap, and like women doing it too. And like for whatever reason, it's like I don't really like either. I don't like it too like a man or a woman that are rapping about too much, like, way too vulgar as far as like they're talking about like sexualizing whatever they are. There's like a way you can do it elegantly or eloquently, and there's ways where you're just like super nasty, like, oh my gosh, this is so just like
bro, this is exactly why I love old school music. they
Yeah.
were just as grown and nasty as we are today, but the way they said it and how they expressed it and honestly put some soul into it, it made it timeless music. You know what I'm saying?
And that's one of the things that, like, honestly, I appreciate about Kehlani's album is like it gets nasty, but it's not too much. It's not too much, and it's like, and it's enjoyable still. There's a, I far be it for me to name somebody at the top of my head right now that does this or that is like does it, and I can't handle it. But it's just like there's plenty of examples where like somebody could be spitting and rhyming and like just going good. And I'm like, damn, this is a great flow, and they'll be like, and she sucked the shit out of my dick, and I'm just like, bro, come on, like, why'd
Yeah,
you
like what?
where did that come from? Like, I don't need that right now. You were just ripping bars. You were like spitting hella facts, and all of a sudden you just threw this bar out there. Like, what is this, man? Like, God.
It's just listen, following in your boy's footsteps and Tyler's footsteps. He was out there looking for niggas with buff necks.
Oh my God.
But that's pretty much my downfall with one of the albums I was listening to. With actually one of the artists, because somebody else he came up as a singer, but most everything he says now is pretty vulgar. A lot of times that's Chris Brown. He made that. He just came out with an album with Young Thug called Slime and B, and I was trying to listen to that. Like I was actually trying to get into it, but he got to some part where he got a bunch of songs that were like super vulgar, and I was just like, I'm not trying to listen to this coming from a dude or at all or nothing like that. Like I just want to listen to some wholesome R&B from you, and I can't get that no more because of I don't know if it's the year we live in or because of where you're at in life or what.
Image probably.
Yeah,
probably both. His image is like he's not that young boy that he was making like the nicer songs that he used to make. He just kind of like didn't care after a while. And he's like, he's trying to be popular. He's trying or maintain the popularity. He's trying to, talk dirty for the girls, maybe stuff like that. Like people love him for whatever they love him for. Unless he really hears that, hey, we miss you for like the R&B, like the loving songs, like the really great music that you used to make. He's just going to keep making like more poppy bass, like hip hop based music.
You hit it on the head right there. That's how I feel about Trey songs. That's how I feel about Chris Brown. That's how I feel about Usher. I mean, they still make good songs. Don't get me wrong. But if they go back to like every 3 albums, give me one of them old school, genuine sounding Jodeci R&B slow thumpers with some a little kick and some nasty stuff and some soul to it, bro. That's where it's at for me.
I'm a firm believer that a song by Trey Songz, nobody but you, or nobody else. That I'm not gonna do the song because my vocals are shit right now, but it was a great song, and it didn't get that many like plays on like YouTube or like anything. Like I don't think he got anything notable for it, but I was like, this is like a good old fashioned, like he wants one girl, he's happy with one girl, and he just wants to be with one girl, and he messed up or whatever, but he wants to make it right and stuff like that. And it's just like, dang, that was like some good old fashioned. It was a little bit more of a poppy beat, but like the lyrics were on point though, for sure.
Yeah, people got too used to the and the trick and the trigger, Mr. Steal Your Girl stuff. They got too used to that. Oh man. Speaking of music, we gotta drop it real quick. You know who just dropped a song? Was it yesterday or the day before? He just fresh out of prison.
He who must not be named.
We cannot do that. I don't. It's it's a hot topic for sure. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, I'll lead this one. I'll lead this one with the stats.
All right. Go ahead.
Tekashi 6ix9ine been out of prison for about what, 2 weeks now? He just broke the record for Instagram Live viewers. Broke what, 2 million or 2 billion, something like that. I don't know. Stupid high amount.
2 million. 2 million.
And it just kind of proves again that in that world, any attention is good attention. Just because people are breaking records doesn't mean that you're the most liked person. People love to see what they like and what they dislike. And unfortunately, that's where we're going. I just wanted to let it be known that he did break a record and he came out and made a song that I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I know a lot of people will like it because the beat is here and there. He's kind of still trolling everybody, pretty much telling you guys, F what you think, I'm doing this, I did what's right for me. And he's going to still kind of flourish off of it. So I just wanted to address that. That's the biggest news in music this week. So I just wanted to bring that up because that's what we do on this Culture by the Uncultured podcast.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Real quick too, to kind of caveat on what you're talking about. Two things. The first thing I was going to say is, do you remember an old song back in like 06 or 07? It was by an artist, I believe her name was Lady Sovereign. The song goes something like, "Love me or hate me, I'm still an obsession."
Yes.
And it's kind of like, and those true words may have never been said.
Yep.
It is definitely an obsession, whether people hate you or love you, just like you said. And I've been equating it to people are just basically watching this guy light himself on fire until, something bad happens to him, or until, whatever drama happens. They're not in it for, oh my gosh, you're an amazing artist, we love you, you're super talented. It's just like, let's watch the clown dance.
Yep.
So I mean, it is what it is. And then also, he reportedly had to basically pack his bags and go from his home because he was outside on his like patio or whatever taking pictures, and some girl from another house next to his saw it and was like, "Oh my gosh, Tekashi 6ix9ine is over here taking pictures outside on the balcony," and the address was attached to it. So now people know where he lives, and he has to leave his home.
Man, that's crazy.
Supposedly he's out of witness protection, but the courts are understanding of the situation, and they have to like check in and all that stuff, and go wherever they need to go. It's a mess of a situation, and it kind of like it's something that obviously he needs to be wary about as far as being outside, because he's still.
Well, I mean, can we just take a second to just kind of acknowledge where he is right now? Not like physically where he is, but what is he supposed to do? He has tattoos on his face. He's got colored hair, and I think that the color is fake now. I don't think it's like actually dyed, because he looks like a damn clown. He's got tattoos all over his face, and I'm not saying nothing about people having but let's keep it real. It's not like you can get another job somewhere. You know what I mean? And if we hold talent to how good you are at something, he's the best at something. He is the leader of the trolls. He is like he's the top guy. And it's crazy because as he started to rise to fame and he got his first Billboard hit, then his second, then his third, we were pretty much looking at each other like, is this real right now? Like, is this really? You mean to tell me groups like Outkast and rappers like Ludacris and Busta Rhymes, these people never did numbers like this?
Yeah, it's wild.
But this cat right here. Okay. You see what I'm saying? We're like, bro, is this? And I blame it on the society, fam. The internet made us go crazy. This is wild. Really. I don't know. I think you're right. I just had to mention it, but we got to move off of this because my mind's going to go crazy right now.
Yeah. It's crazy too that his girlfriend has held him down the whole time he was in jail, and she still.
Is this a new girlfriend? Not the baby mama, right?
Not the baby mama, another girl. But speaking of spouses or, our better halves, Earl Thomas's better half held him at gunpoint.
Heard about this one. Go ahead, Daniel.
What you mean?
Go ahead, Daniel. I got to get the word from Pasa on this one. Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh man.
Hashtag Black men don't cheat. But
that's hilarious.
But it's a crazy story knowing that she showed up with she called her friends to come into the house to find him laying down with another woman with his brother there as well. So I don't know what was happening there, but
it's a family affair.
They were running a train.
No, come on.
Nah.
I'm not going that far. Gang tackle? That's what you're saying. It's a gang tackle.
Yes.
That
man is a Pro Bowl safety. Okay.
Well, he gonna need some safety apparently, because his wife came with the Glocks. He held it a foot away from his head, for pretty much threatened his life and all that. And but he did the right thing. He didn't lash out in anger. He didn't hit her. He didn't do nothing. He just called the police. He tried to run away, and when the police showed up, he had wrestled the gun away from her, and she had grabbed the knife and was chasing him around the property.
Damn.
And that's how
I don't know how true this. Excuse me. I don't know how true this actually is or isn't. But word on the street is, allegedly, she wasn't really mad at him for running the train. She was mad at him because he wasn't practicing social distancing.
Ain't that a mother? Look, there are some crazy women in this world that will straight up lie to your face. Okay. She straight up lied. He was supposed to be distancing himself socially. I don't care about these hoes, but why you in the presence of all these people? Come on, G. Come on. She tried to look, she ran in there with the safety off, trying to offer safety. You feel me? Don't play me.
And then I was thinking about why would he do this, even like especially with his brother. It's just weird to me. But why? I feel like the only reason why I could think of him doing something like this at all, like cheating on his wife, running a train with his brother, like what Derrick Henry did to him had to like mess him up mentally, like
oh my god.
that moment in his career that had to have just like changed him forever.
I mean, first of all, allegedly, he might have just been asleep. It could have just been the brother the whole time, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna go to sleep right here." I mean, let's be honest.
Okay, right. We got another spouse. Some other spousal news too.
We do.
Supposedly, the Jay Cutler news.
Oh, I don't know if that's confirmed at all. That's just a rumor. So that's why I wasn't gonna bring it up.
We'll spread the rumor. Oh well, we heard Jay Cutler last episode. We said that Jay Cutler supposedly, or his wife or soon to be ex-wife or whatever, is pretty much saying you got to buy me a $5 million house. And the rumor we heard recently was that we think he caved and bought it. So that's it. That's it. Nothing more to it. Oh no.
Just buy somebody a $5 million house, like.
Well, apparently, from the rumor I was reading is that that's the whole hold up in the process because he wants the kids, and she was like, no, I want the kids. I want the home. She pretty much was putting the kids up against. Oh, if you want the kids, you want custody. I need the house. Some stuff like that. So that's why I said I didn't want to rush and say, oh yeah, she definitely did this. I wanted to wait till another one, maybe another two news sites actually covered it because it was just this random site. I was like, I don't trust this source at all. That's why I said it's just a rumor.
Ain't that crazy that no matter how old you get, when you start fighting, you turn right into a child again. Nah, this is mine. Nah, this was mine. Okay, this one's mine. Like it really turns into a match, bro.
Right.
That's crazy. But I don't care about these white on white arguments. Go ahead.
Moving on to some gaming news. New Last of Us trailer was released. Just to kind of touch up on that a little bit. I don't know. You guys haven't played that game, right?
I've watched people play it plenty of times. It seems like it's super fun. Not for me.
It's like an excellent story. It definitely takes a little bit of skill to like, be able to actually play the game or whatever, but it's a rich environment, beautiful graphics. I've talked about it on the podcast before, obviously. So the story trailer actually was released pretty much right after the big leak and spoilers for things that were going to happen in the game came out. And Sony decided to disable the comments for the trailer. As you can probably have guessed, it was due to the fan backlash or potential fan backlash. Obviously, there's a huge controversy over the story leaks, and many fans are canceling the pre-orders. I've seen actually a couple of reviews, like bigger YouTubers do like reviews on the game, and they're upset with what's going on with the leaks. Obviously, they're not happy with what's going on with certain characters that were key in the previous game, and being able to control certain characters in this game. A lot of people are pretty much just saying, "I'm not going to play it," or they're saying, "I'm going to wait till such and such's review before I decide if I'm actually going to play it or not." But a big consensus so far is I'm not going to play it. I'm done with this. I can't believe they're doing this. And like I said last time, they're equating the big Joel thing to what happened to Luke inside The Last Jedi, and people are not happy about it.
I've seen a lot of stories about that on YouTube, and pretty much what they did a campaign pretty much where they forget what organization, some government organization, that it might have been the FBI, where they went through and they took every video down. Everybody that tried to shoot out the trailer or anything, they took it off. People that were on YouTube, they were talking about it, got kicked off of YouTube, or they got copyright strikes, or the videos are just automatically taken down by YouTube. It was people were going crazy for this whole week.
There is a YouTuber I saw who basically he put out a video that had certain things in it that could get flagged potentially, but he said he already had like a kit ready to go to fight the battle against like not getting the video flagged. And he was just saying that he had a theory that they were basically, because people were putting in the title basically like hate for the game or whatever, like why it's gonna suck, I will not play The Last of Us 2 or whatever, various titles like that. And he said he thought his theory was that he thinks that they're trying to get rid of all the videos that are speaking negatively about the game versus like just trying to take down everything that is attached to any of the leaks or anything like that. I don't know if it's true. I haven't really been following it that well. Obviously, this we've been touching on it here and there, but obviously we're not like I'm not a huge member of like the Last of Us community. I just know pretty much the news that has been spreading around that like that I've been able to get my hands on, and it's unfortunate the way the game is going down. I still kind of want to play it just to see what happens for myself and experience it, but I mean, on all honesty, I'm probably going to ride it with a lot of other people and wait till somebody else does a review on it and says, hey, I beat the game. It was cool. It was whatever. A big one that a lot of people are actually talking about or waiting for because they pretty much play everything is Gamer Ranks. They have great views and they're very neutral about like their opinions or whatever. And it's pretty much just before you buy, so like they just talk about the game so that before you buy you can get a good opinion on it. They don't try to give a bunch of spoilers. They talk about gameplay, graphics, maybe multiplayer if they have it or whatever. Thing like real things that like affect the game and the gameplay. And then of course if there's something controversy wise about the story, I'm sure they'll touch on that as well. And be like, it's not as bad as you think, guys, something like that. But they'll give an honest review, and I think a lot of people are actually looking forward to that. But moving on from The Last of Us Part 2 and moving on to Mortal Kombat 11, you guys mess with the Mortal Kombat or nah? Toasting!
I feel like a lot of my friends mess with Mortal Kombat, and I've played here and there. So, go on.
It's definitely one of like I would say like maybe 4 fighting game franchises that have lasted like since like the 90s or the 80s. I'm not even sure when it came out. I think like one is like Street Fighter, one is Mortal Kombat, and the other one is like not Soul Calibur. I can't even think of anything else on the top of my Tekken. Those are like the 3 fighting game franchises that have been around for like pretty much ever, it seems like. And so this is the first of its kind as far as I know, at least. And I've been playing Mortal Kombat pretty much since I've been playing Mortal Kombat for a long time. I played if at least half, if not more than half of the games. I've pretty much been buying them since Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and I've had my hands on pretty much every Mortal Kombat game at one point or another, or played it at least to some degree. I didn't play Mortal Kombat 9, but my brother, he had a copy of Mortal Kombat 9. I had Mortal Kombat X. I know they came out with XL. But this game, Mortal Kombat 11, they're doing a DLC that expands the story, and as far as I know, that's the first time this has ever happened in a Mortal Kombat game. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, it was announced and a trailer was released. It was pretty cool, so you should check that out if you haven't already. It's adding Shang Tsung, Fujin, and Nightwolf and Sindel to the actual story itself. Shiva, Fujin, and RoboCop are being released together as playable characters in Combat Pack 2, and new maps and stages and fatalities are being added, as well as the return of friendships, which is like, instead of doing a fatality, they'll do something that's like friendly on screen and they'll say friendship, instead of like fatality or brutality or whatever the freak, you do. Animality, babalities, there's like a bunch of them or whatever, and friendship is one of them. I know one is like Kano doing like he's like grilling up some shrimp on the barbecue. One is like a Noob Saibot. He's doing like a double dutch with himself because he makes like little shadow clones, and he's doing double dutch with him. And then the last one I think is Scorpion. He like shoots his little chain, and he goes, "Get over here!" And he pulls out a teddy bear and hugs it.
Wow.
What the hell? I'm excited for the RoboCop though. That sounds hard.
Yeah, they've been actually really good at doing like DLCs for like the last couple of years. I know in Mortal Kombat 9, I think one of their famous DLCs was Freddy Krueger was added to the game. In Mortal Kombat X, they added obviously a bunch of like side characters from the actual game itself. And they also added Jason. They added a Xenomorph that was basically Baraka. They added Leatherface, and they added Predator, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. In this game, in Mortal Kombat 11, they've added Spawn, they've added Terminator, they've added the Joker, they've added... I know there's somebody else that I'm not thinking of on the top of my head, but obviously RoboCop is going to be a new addition. And it's just really great and creative DLC, so for the most part. In my opinion, it looks like it's worth it, especially with the big spring sale that just happened. I don't know if it's still going on or not, but I mean, I got the premium edition for Mortal Kombat and the premium edition for DC Injustice 2, and it was like $35 in total. And then I think the new DLC, there's like different tiers for like if you don't have the game at all, and you can get everything for like $60 again, like it's a brand new game basically. And then there's a version for like if you just need the DLC and you need the character packs, or if you just need the character pack too and stuff like that. So there's different breakdowns, and it's obviously different prices for each of them. I'm just excited to see how this works, because I mean, a lot of the characters that are in the game that you can play as, you can't play them, and they're not a part of the story. So like Shiva was in the story, but you don't play as her in the story, and you can't be her until now, of course.
I just want to ask a quick question for people who might not know. When you're saying DLC, are you talking about downloadable content?
Yes,
Okay.
That is correct.
I just wanted to bring, because I know some people out here talking about what the hell is he talking about? Yeah, I'm kind of learning the gaming terminology as of late, so I just wanted to bring brush up on that real quick. Downloadable content. We talk about the expansion packs and all that stuff pertaining to these games.
Is that in Washington? DLC?
Wow. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's it's just adding a story to the game, and it's adding more characters, and actually this is all the other characters in Combat Pack 1. They were all added like incrementally. So you got one character here, one character there, every couple of weeks or every couple of months. These 3 characters, Shiva, Fujin, and RoboCop, they're all going to be added and released together at the same time. So, and then there's going to be more characters to come out after them too. So the roster's looking pretty hefty right now. So, if you're trying to get into Mortal Kombat, right now might be a great time, especially with 3 new characters being added to the game. So,
they also dropped the trailer for GTA 6.
No. That is fake. That is definitely
fake. It's fake. Yes. Fake news, everybody. Fake news.
There's a lot of like clips from older Grand Theft Autos and from like other racing games. There's a clip from like there's like clips from Midnight Club, clips from Need for Speed, and all kinds of Syndicate and all kinds of other games too. So
okay,
it's just. So the Grand Theft Auto 6 just really started like getting worked on this year. So more than likely we'd be lucky to see a trailer for that game probably by E3 next year. That's my best guess. Okay. And in which case the game still probably won't even come out for like another year or so.
Yeah, I just read something right now online. It says GTA 6 release date leak claims Rockstar's sequel is 60 to 70% done. So yeah, we're barely past the halfway point. So my bad on that. I saw something online, and you know how internet be.
Yeah. For sure. A lot of people have been sharing it, so I'm not surprised. I checked it out just to make sure, and I was like, this is super old stuff. This is not new, but I mean, it happens, and stuff catches like wildfire, no harm, no foul. Moving on to other little general stuff. Y'all heard about Elon Musk and the music artist Grimes?
Oh my God. How many conversations have we had about this in our group chat in the last week? Go ahead, man. This is wild. Go ahead.
Okay, so first and foremost, I don't know how you subject somebody to a name like this. Like realistically, like just looking at your own names, how do you really call somebody X, AI, or AE? I don't know how you really pronounce that. A12. Like, what are you thinking for this kid? Are you not caring about his future? What people are going to interact with him? Like, how am I supposed to address this person? He has no real name. It's so weird. And then
what's crazy? Some part of me deep down feels like this is the future. We're going to lose tradition in names because people are going to stop recycling the same names over and over and over and over and over again. I feel like people are definitely going to start. Did you hear about that girl whose name was L-A? Her mom called her LaDasha.
Oh, what?
Her name was spelled L-A, like L-A. It's pronounced LaDasha.
What?
Yeah, and I heard about that like 5 years ago. So this is absolutely absurd. XAEA12. That's the boy's name. And then the girl, so it's Elon Musk, this entrepreneur and inventor and CEO from South Africa. Very, very popular in the business world, very well known and rich. Let's not forget that part. He owns like what? Like he created the company that turned into PayPal and like a bunch of other things.
He is also known as he's known as like the Tony Stark you order off a Wish.
Okay. so he's married to this female music artist named Grimes, and she's Canadian. And back to Canada, man. If you guys have been listening to our podcast the last 2 months, I've been going in on Canada lately, and they're just giving me more and more reasons.
More and more ammo.
She gave an explanation as to why they named their son XAEA12.
Yes. The X is the unknown variable, first and foremost.
Right.
I
Next.
thought that was a question mark, but okay.
Right. The AE or AI, I guess, is her Elven spelling of AI, which I guess stands for love and / or artificial intelligence. A person doesn't have artificial intelligence, so I think that's super weird.
That's stupid.
And then lastly, which this makes zero sense. And
Zero.
Let me read this sentence to you and how much it doesn't make sense. The A12 means is representing the precursor to the SR-17, our favorite aircraft. No weapons, no defenses, just speed. Great in battle, but non-violent.
So,
do you hear that?
That's stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice about it. This is absolutely stupid.
Great in battle, but non-violent. No weapons, no defenses. How can you fight without a weapon or defense?
Why are you trying to make your child's name into a gigantic metaphorical statement of blah blah blah? Come on, G. What's wrong with Fred?
That's what we disseminated this into. Children are bargaining chips, and they're political statements instead of just being children now.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you're placing all this pressure on the title of that child that you're having.
Look, you couldn't even keep trying to say his name.
You grow up to be your own person. Now you have to grow up with this stupid ass name because your parents or your mom / your parents feel some kind of way about their lives. This is our dedication to blah blah blah. This is how we feel about. Let your child make that person should change their name.
I saw this
soon.
Let me try to find this meme really quick that Sonny actually sent me, and it was basically saying that the kid's name stands for Kyle. In which case, I was just like, I was kind of blown away just by the reasoning of it, because there's some solid reasoning, but it's not legit. But I guess the X is the Greek letter chi, pronounced Kai, so it's like Ki, and then the AE is pronounced AI. The A12 is the 12th letter of the alphabet is L. It's pronounced Kyle, so Kiail. And then they're saying that his name is Kyle Musk. And then there's a picture of Thanos, and it says all that for Kyle, because all that for a drop of blood.
Right. No, I'm sorry. It's too complicated, and it's not that people won't understand because they gave their reasoning.
Yeah.
But it's doing, hood term, coin it, it's doing the most. It's extra. There's no need to be doing the most right now, bro. You're naming a child. Do something that give your child a name that you can adore. Something, and maybe you know what? Maybe that's what they're doing. They're just so infatuated with the idea of having their child's name be some kind of symbolism and blah 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 blah. But I'm
gonna name the Tesla truck this.
Right. Oh, Tesla. Is that the guy? He's Tesla. He's Tesla. That's his main for. And you know what? Big ups to him too, because I think Tesla's making a solar panels for roofing that don't cost any more than the basic panels, now.
What do you call those, Mike?
What's that?
So what do you call those, Mike?
Like a regular ass name for solar panels, mics. Yeah, get the mics on in the back of the truck real quick.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. This is what happens this is why you don't drink tap water, people. The fluoride in the water is a message with people's brains out here, okay? There's fluoride in the tap water. There's fluoride in your toothpaste. Look out, people, okay?
And if that poor boy looks anything like his father, he is in for a rough upbringing.
Future looks great.
He looks like one of them fish on the bottom of the ocean, kind of. It's kind of weird.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know.
Fish.
Yeah, some weird. One of them fish that got the eyes on the same side of the head. What's that?
Flounder? White people just be wilding, man. And speaking of white people, they out here They're out here taking their kids to watch a pole dancer. And
Oh
with
my!
that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Daniel's Conspiracy Corner. Take it away, Daniel.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting to have to go into it on this one, but okay. Me. So I feel like they're initiating these kids to be pushed out into SRAs, which is satanic ritual abuse. And
Let's bring them up to speed real quick. We didn't even explain it.
yeah,
I
there you go.
I found a video online of it looked like a cafeteria floor, almost like a hall. It kind of looked like an elementary school cafeteria where it doubles up as a eating area and also like an assembly area. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of parents and children sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce, whatever the hell you want to call it, and a pole in the middle of the floor with this girl wearing minimal clothes. I mean, like it looked like a bra and panties with like a skirt to the side of the like a bikini, pretty much.
It looked a little classy. It looked a little classy, but still
scare me with the class.
Just think what. He's got to think of how Princess Leia looked in Star Wars when you first see her. That's what she looked like, but on a pole.
There's little kids, and this girl is pole dancing. Now, she's not taking off any other clothes, but there's grown men in there too, and you can see how they're approaching it in the background. There's grown women in there, and they're not even thinking twice about just handing their kids snacks. Now, my biggest problem is, well, there's a few problems. She was dancing to that song, Hallelujah. You know, the slow one from Shrek. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You kind of nerve you got to be pole dancing to holler, and then everybody just smiling this and that. My biggest issue is it was a bunch of white folks, and I don't got problems with white folks. My problem is the acceptance. If that was any other race of people doing that, what would everybody be saying?
For real.
This is crazy. You need to take them away from them kids away from their parents. This is so ratchet. This is why people don't get no blah, blah, this and that. If it's Mexican, black, shoot. I don't even Asian. We're just like, what the hell's going on? But it's a bunch of white people. Oh, we're doing it to Hallelujah. And the pole is just a way of dancing and blah, blah. Nah. It looked goofy. It looked weird. And it was like none of those kids are able to appreciate any of that. So what's the point in the first place?
That's what I was trying to get at earlier. I feel like what I was texting you guys earlier, the first way to, I don't even know how to approach this on mic, but the way I was texting it, I'm just going to say the way you initiate people into certain things into their life, whether it's molestation or if you want to peddle these kids out, you have to get them used to it. And I told you guys about in the 80s, there was a daycare center that was doing this exact same things. They would bring the kids over. The adults would do certain things in front of the kids and get the kids used to it. And then they'd involve the kids, and then that would break this like wall in their mind about what was right and what was wrong. And then they'd peddle the kids out. So what I'm feeling is I'm afraid of what was happening in there is they were just grooming the kids to see which ones were, they were going to be responsive to it in a positive way and stuff like that. So then those kids would end up going missing at some point or something like that. That was my first theory. That'd be because I'm a conspiracy guy, first of all, but second of all, there's no other point for me to have a bunch of kids in there watching somebody pole dance.
It just looks so off-putting. Like, what was the purpose? And when did this take place? Because the video, I just saw this video like last week, and we're going through like a stay-at-home order type of thing. Like, how did y'all get 300 kids
For real.
in the cafeteria to watch this mess? So I got to go back and try to find it and see when it was recorded. But still, it just didn't look good. It looked stupid, weird. And the worst part was when I shared it on social media, like, what the hell's going on here? Some people were just laughing at it. Like, oh man, that's crazy. This is wild. Blah, blah. And I was just like, is that how they saw it too? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a different person now, but it just didn't sit well with me.
Yeah, it's definitely super strange. And I don't know why anybody would subject their kids to something like that. It's just kind of one of those things where, unfortunately, right now, unless it catches wildfire and, this is probably going to be a segue to another topic, But unless people like decide to say something and speak up and sign a petition or actually knock on some doors and be like, hey, what the heck was going on here? We'll probably never know what was really going on. If bad things are happening, like Daniel has kind of stated, then there's almost for certain nothing that we're gonna be able to do to stop it. It's I don't. A lot of times, you never know, and it honestly also could have been to them, kind of like Joey said, like for them it was just, they're just dancing, it's nothing serious. She didn't like strip down naked or anything like that. No money was being thrown at her. Maybe they think it was more classy or whatever, because it's like this, people like, oh, I'm a dancer, oh, I'm an exotic dancer. You hear that exotic part.
It's just the fact that it was so openly accepted. Like
Yeah.
you can't get away with that anywhere else.
These are the same people. When their kids mess up down the road, they're gonna start blaming other people. They're gonna start pointing the finger. Oh, it was Snoop Dogg. It was that hippie hop music that was doing it that got my kid into doing all this crazy stuff. But they're gonna totally forget about this.
Yeah, dumb shit like that. Big facts.
You're always in this dang strip club. How about you get your mind in the books? Well, Mom, if you hadn't taken me to see that pole dance when I was 5 years old, maybe I wouldn't be here right now.
100, 100, man. That's so goofy.
Yeah, you gotta know the parents are giving out money too at the same time, so they got to see that whole exchange happen right now.
The worst part was in the video and the like the back left, there was a dad that just couldn't stop watching. He was just so into it. Hallelujah.
Oh,
I saw him back there singing. I was like, come on, G, really? Nah, stop it. Next. I don't think so.
Last but not least, for like the regular docket, I just want to give just kind of awareness about the situation that just occurred recently. Ahmaud Arbery was slain February 23rd by two men. For a long time, nothing had happened. It was in February, and today is May 9th. And I believe yesterday, the two gentlemen in question were actually apprehended. And I believe, Joe, you said there was a third person or a third
Or there should have been. Like yeah, the cameraman. Somebody was following them just recording.
So the two gentlemen in question that actually took Ahmaud's life, they were finally arrested. Something was done. But also keep in mind, folks, that just because people are arrested does not mean that they will have to suffer any actual consequences as far as like being actually convicted of murder. A lot of celebrities actually spoke up, which was awesome to see, and I'm sure they sparked a lot of people to sign the petition and do something about it. The footage went out early last week, and pretty much everybody started sharing it and talking about it. It was a huge thing, and my condolences to his family and his friends. There's a lot of speculation from the other side, I want to say, as far as like his running attire and things like that. Either way, whatever was happening, all I know is that these two men were waiting for him and they killed him in cold blood in the street. I don't even want to say I don't even want to say these monsters' names just because I don't think they deserve. They don't deserve it for sure.
They didn't give a damn about his name when they did what they did. So screw what they talking about. And you know what? Man, it's just not fair. And the reason, and 2.5 months, that's how long it took. 2.5 months to bring this to light. That's way too long. And it's personal, man, because if that's your family, brother, cousin, something, take 2.5 months. Are you kidding me? You lose your damn mind trying to find some justice or something. And the fact that they sat there and said, we thought he was a burglar. What? And then the judge in that state, whoever he or she was probably way too scared to even take this on, said, we're going to send it up to the grand jury. And within the first day of investigation, they said there were no reports of any burglaries within the last so-and-so whatever in this neighborhood. So what are you talking about? And then they said, oh, well, we were just trying to talk to him, but, he did this and that. And like, well, you walking up to him with a gun, homie. Like, what do you...
Yeah.
And then your dad, it was a father-son. And the son is the one who had the rifle on him, like got out the truck, wait for him to jog past him, approach him, trying to wrestle him pretty much, shot him in the midsection. And then his dad's like in the back of the truck taking shots with a pistol. Like, come on, bro. Like how does that look? Come on. The guy was jogging, didn't have nothing on him. You know what I'm saying? The part that really broke my heart was after the main shot had went off, he was still just trying to run away. And he just fell. That's he didn't even try. Like, he was wrestling with him, he was trying to like fight him off eventually, but I think he was just trying to get away or get a grip of the weapon, But the fact that after it had happened, He just tried to run away. That broke my heart, man. I couldn't help but just share it with you guys. And I was like, I hope something really happens. And later that day, something really happened. People, like you said, the celebrities was posting and everybody's looking at this. Recently, we found that picture, CP, the comedian on Instagram. He posted a picture of the father of what happened at some rally where the flags were, they were dripped in like the KKK flag with the blood drop and stuff. So it doesn't look good for them. And I don't give a damn, frankly. You know what I'm saying? Tired of this shit happening every day. And then to make matters worse, we just had something happen the other day where this guy, I mean, it looked completely outrageous, but this guy went on Instagram Live running away from the police with weapon in hand. And then he's pretty much talking and laughing with everybody on his live and saying, I'm right here. Somebody meet up. He's like, I'm about to hop out and start running. Sure enough, he hops out, starts running, and you hear a few pop, pop, pop. And it wasn't just it. You hear like 7 or 8 more pop, 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 pop. And like, whoa. So
way after he stopped moving too.
Right. Even though he did something, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You know what I'm saying? And you did something, but those policemen who went in on overkill and shot you a few extra times, and then they were on recording talking about it, and you just totally, they took his ignorance to their advantage and did what they would have wanted to do anyway with an excuse. So all I'm saying is to everybody out there, and it's not a specific group, but in this country, we get used to saying people of color, minorities. There's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people already who would willingly do things to hurt you. You have to help yourself, lower those chances. Help yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you could have weapons on you, or you could have Skittles on you. Either way, something bad still might happen, but you gotta help your chances and not do the most and not do nothing crazy to cause yourself attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of from the heart. It was a heartbreaking thing, but I'm glad we kind of got, some kind of hold on it. And I hope for damn sure they're brought to justice. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I guess the last thing, let's try to get out of this real sad topic. Give something you're messing with if you guys got it. For me, I just wanted to talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know if this is going to be the last season. I know it has switched over it went from Fox, I believe, to ABC or something, or vice versa. I can't really remember, but it looks like this season is actually over. I finally caught up and it was pretty cool. I don't want to give any spoilers, but a certain couple, that was married in the previous season, they finally had a bundle of joy, let's just say. I'm not going to say any names of who, but, they had a bundle of joy, and, the crew's all back together in their rightful positions, which is awesome. And it's just cool to see those actors and actresses kind of grow as characters, They've all been doing plenty of other work, which is great for them, picked up other roles after this, had roles before this. But I like to see them, growing in their characters, and that they all seem to love their job. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have put up with half the crap that they put up with. I think only one of the actresses that was there full time left, and I don't think it's because she had any hard feelings. I think she got another opportunity and decided to take the opportunity. So, kudos to that whole crew and people in front of and behind the camera and sticking with the project and keeping on as far as the content is going. It's a wholesome show. It's fun. It's about police. They even have like their own gripes with morality. There's a episode where they talked about the issues with ICE, and how immigrants sometimes won't even come forward to the police because they're afraid of being deported or having to say something to police, and then ICE gets involved or something. And they talk about that. There's a lot of crimes that we could solve if only we could talk to immigrants, but they don't want to talk because of ICE and stuff. So they hit the nail on the head on some real things. There was an episode about active shooters. It's a lot of stuff that pertains to what's going on in our world and in our society. And even though it's mainly humor, things get pretty serious sometimes. But they're always, level headed, and they always have a good lesson in the end. Whether it's, teamwork, believing in one another. Sometimes change is necessary. Watching your friends grow, even if it means going on without you, this, that, and the third, being happy for your friends, stuff like that. Jealousy even, it's a lot of great themes. And if you guys haven't checked it out already, definitely give it a chance. It's got Terry Crews in it, and a lot of other actors and actresses. So yeah, that's it for me.
I guess I'll go next. Something I'm messing with is recorded earlier today, and I'm actually about to watch this pretty soon after we're done recording this. Jill Scott versus Erica Badu IG live battle went down about 3-4 hours ago. So I'm super psyched about that, bro. I love both of their music. Jill Scott up there looking like a beautiful, sexy, chocolate honey bun, thick auntie mama, and Erica Badu with her little freaky looking self. Ask Andre 3 Stacks about that one. You know what I'm saying? So that's honestly that's what I'm messing with. I can't wait to watch it. We got two greats, female wise artists. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm messing with, and I recommend anybody who didn't watch this, who's listening to that, go check it out because I'm about to.
And for me, this is a public service announcement for all those people who out here listening to us that think they're smart or think they're cool because they got Rubik's Cubes. Here's your challenge, fam. I'm about to pick up this 13 by 13 by 13, okay? It's called a...
Wow, for real?
For real.
What?
It's, yes.
13 by 13 by 13?
Yes.
This thing, up on
this thing is massive. It's the size of a small microwave. But you're supposed to...
What?
But literally, you're supposed to buy it and like scramble... Imagine how you scramble up a normal Rubik's Cube, right? Now do that with 10 more rows, man. It's
gonna be on YouTube all night looking up for cheats. You gotta get this.
This is the crazy part. I can't even do the regular one, but here I am about to buy this 13 by 13 by 13 one just to pass the time when I'm bored.
There's that saying that says you got to crawl before you walk, but you said to hell with it. We run it. We go into a light jog. See, like, what are you thinking, friend? You're gonna lose your mind.
I know. I know. That's why I put the challenge out there for everybody listening. Lose your mind with me. We'll do this together. You and me and you, both of us together.
We're gonna have to have you report back every week just so we know the status of the cube.
Bruh. That's wild.
I give it 2 weeks before I throw it against the wall. I'm not gonna lie, but it was gonna be fun while I tried.
You just gonna peel off the stickers and put them where they belong. Hey, good luck on that one, fam. You're not getting no help this way. You know what I'm saying? At all.
All right, piglets. This has been another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Culture by the Uncultured. Remember, piglets, Culture by the Uncultured is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. We hope everyone out there is staying safe, and if you can't be safe, be deadly. Catch you guys next time. Later, piglets.
Toasty!